And this is the unit 4, handlers, the hygienic food practices. This plan covers a set of measures aimed at ensuring that the practices involved during operations are adequate to ensure the safety of fishery products. This chapter will address personal hygiene, handling procedures, maintenance of the cold chain, management of waste and byproducts, and the transport. Let's start with the personal hygiene. Good handling practices contribute to the prevention and control of the hazards that affects the fishery products, and at the same time, they contribute to a higher quality of fish and improve businesses' practices. The first is the workers' health, and in this case, all workers must carry out a medical examination prior to start working in the fishery products establishment. In addition, they must have a medical certificate that certifies that the person is apt or not for the activity that performs. In the circle that is in the right side, we have the major warning signs, that is flu, diarrhea, vomiting, fever, infected wounds, skin infections, and inflammation of the nose, throat, ears, or eyes. Now, also a point that is so important, the hands hygiene. So the hands deserve special attention as they are the main source of contamination of fishery products. In order to prevent this, hands should be thoroughly washed and kept clean, smooth, without wounds or cracks. Whenever injuries occur on the hands, it is essential to treat the affected area and protect it with waterproof dressings and preferably with vivid colors. Fishmongers should always have their fingernails clean, short, and unglazed. The use of false or gel nails is also discouraged. Here we have the method that is recommended for proper hand washing. So the first step, we wet hands with potable water. Then we apply liquid soap and spread it, cover all surfaces of the hands. Then we rub vigorously and thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. We have to rinse with water, removing the soap. And the last step, dry hands with disposable paper towels, which must be placed in a container with a foot switch. So, hands should be sanitized in the following situations: whenever appear dirty, start the work period, smoking, eating food or taking pills, handle money, handle bags or garbage, and wear gloves. Before handling fishery products, and after perform cleaning and sanitizing operations, use the toilets, blowing, sneezing or cutting to the hands and scratching, and use tools, lubricants, chemicals, or potentially toxic materials. Each worker must behave appropriately to the functions that performs and must be conscientious for the following situations: smoking, eating, drinking, or chewing gum. These actions may not be practiced in areas where fishery products are handled, and there should be an appropriate place for this. This place must be properly identified, equipped with ashtrays, and have warnings or alerts. Handling sanitizing toxic or dangerous products. There must be a correct hand hygiene existing after handling these products. The work clothing. In the workplace, there must be specific clothing and footwear and must be used solely for this purpose. The clothing must be preferably light in color and in good condition of hygiene. When workers carry out tasks in places with a reduced temperature, protective clothing such as vests or thermal coats may be necessary. The footwear must be comfortable, closed and waterproofed. The hair should be completely protected to prevent it from falling on surfaces or fishery products. The beard and mustache should be kept properly clean and treated. And clothing and other personal belongings must be placed in specific locker. Now, about the handling procedures. Particular emphasis should be placed on the following operations. The first one is the reception. Fishery products should be placed on appropriate tables, pallets or transport trolleys to avoid direct contact with the ground. The person in charge of the reception should assess the quality of fishery products through odor, sight and touch. If they don't satisfy the minimum requirements, they must be rejected and identified as non-conforming products. In addition, there must be a record indicating the date of reception, the name of the supplier, and the temperature of the product. In the right hand, we have a circle with the packaging materials, so the material must be suitable for contact with food and marked suitable for food. So we need a packaging certificate from the supplier. And damaged packaging must be discarded. Now, about the storage. The cold chain shouldn't be interrupted. It's important to avoid the correct circulation of cold air. During storage, unpackaged fishery products should be packed in plastic or polystyrene foam boxes with ice to cover all the fish. The packaging boxes must be duly identified with the name of the product, supplier, and the date of the reception. It is essential to control the temperature twice a day and record it. This temperature should be close to the temperature of the melting ice. And if the cold equipment is not working properly, the maintenance company must be contracted to repair the equipment. The counter display allows the client to know the species of fishery products exposed as well all their characteristics. So, the exposure of the products must be carried out to be maintained at the temperature close to the melting ice. Fishery products must be identified and labeled with mandatory information to the consumer. In the display counter should not be used vegetables to avoid the risk of contamination. The counter display must be made of suitable materials with a slight inclination to facilitate the flow of water. And the arrangement will be ordered by type of species, origin, and cutting, if it's whole or sliced. Regarding the preparation of fishery products, the first task is to wait. The weighing is carried out before scaling, heading, and evisceration. The head and viscera should be carefully removed and placed in a suitable container. The scales and blood also can't remain in the preparation table to avoid the physical and biological contamination. After these operations, the fish is immediately washed with clean water or clean seawater. When we do the cutting and the filleting, we have to perform on a different bench than the one used for evisceration. And the cutting utensils should be cleaned very frequently, especially after evisceration and tidying up in a properly cleaned and organized space. In order to extend the shelf life of fishery products, it is essential to keep them with a suitable temperature range, so there should be no interruption of the cold chain. The temperature is one of the most important factors in fishery products preservation, so it is important to note the following. Regarding the raw material, we have to perform a control of the received products, we have to maintain the proper temperature, and we have to store and display different types of fishery products at correct and indicated temperature. Regarding the refrigerating equipment, we have to perform a temperature daily visual check, don't overload the load limit of the chambers, store the products to ensure proper air circulation, avoid the presence of ice in the evaporators, and keep the doors of the chambers in perfect conditions and the minimum possible time open. And then we have to perform handling operations correctly in order to meet the temperature requirements. Food waste, enabled byproducts and trash must be adequately treated because they could be potential sources of contamination. Establishments must implement waste management systems adapted to the size and the type of activity while respecting the legal requirements applicable to the environment. The first step is to identify the different types of waste. Then we storage in different containers. So the byproducts like scales, viscera, blood, heads and bones goes to one container, and the other waste is the non-animal origin waste goes to other container. Then we do the selection of suitable companies for the correct treatment, and this treatment could be disposal or recovery or recycling. The last is the transport, and the transport requires very strict rules in order to ensure the conservation of fishery products. The responsible for transport will have to respect good hygiene practices, keeping vehicles clean and in good condition. The vehicles must comply with the following requirements: be constructed to ensure the preservation and quality of the food, have smooth interior surfaces which are easy to clean and sanitize, equipped with devices that allow adequate air circulation, ensure permanent drainage, and be constructed and equipped to maintain and control required temperatures. And this is the end of the Unit 4 regarding the handlers and the hygienic food practices. Let's move on to the last unit, the Unit 5. There is cleaning and sanitizing. Cleaning and sanitizing plan is a set of operations to eliminate the dirt and to keep control the microbial population of the facilities, equipments and utensils. These actions affect all areas with direct contact with fishery products, as well the other areas. Cleaning and sanitizing are distinct, independent, complementary, and indispensable tasks for the hygiene of establishments. One of the key measures to ensure food safety is the existence of an effective hygiene program. And to be effective, cleaning and sanitizing must be a two-step process. In first place, we have to clean and rinse, and then we sanitize. So the term sanitation is the cleaning plus sanitizing. Here we have the definitions for cleaning and sanitizing. Cleaning is a procedure to eliminate visible dirt, debris, and leftover food on the surfaces, leaving them clean and free of detergent. On the other hand, sanitizing is a procedure to eliminate or reduce the number of microorganisms which may contaminate food to levels which are neither harmful to the health of consumers nor affect the quality of products. So, the first step, a prior cleaning with the objective to remove the major dirt. Then we do a deep cleaning for removal of the dirt with soap. We rinse. It's the soap removal with running water. Then we sanitize to reduce the microorganisms to safe levels. We do a second rinse for sanitizer removal with running water. And the last step is the hair drying to remove the excess of water. The sanitation schedule must be posted in a visible place. This schedule must be properly carried out because it's an essential step for an effective control of the hazards. So, the description of the plan, we have to indicate what's clean, how to clean with the description of the steps or phases of the process, when is it cleaned, and who's clean with the indication of responsible for the cleaning and sanitizing. The sanitation products. We have two different products. The first one are the detergents and soaps and are used for cleaning in combination with physical methods like water at a certain pressure and temperature. The choice of this detergent depends on factors such as the type of dirt, the method of application, the material to be cleaned, and the hardness of the water, among others. In sanitizing are used sanitizers, and the choice should be made according to the type of microorganism to be eliminated and the disinfectant action. Other important aspects, we have to purchase only products from authorized industries which are in closed containers and have safety data sheets, technical data sheets. It is mandatory. Be kept in their original packaging in order to avoid the risk of contamination, and if they are transferred to smaller packaging, should not be used containers intended for food or drink. And the last one, we have to store the product in a closed or properly identified place, exclusively outside the areas where fishery products are handled. This is the end of the Unit 5, so we can see the video regarding cleaning and sanitizing that is uploaded on our platform.